Hello everyone, welcome to Lever Guns 50. Today we're taking this 1886 and 5110 and try to bust a couple myths. I've been saying ever since I've been making videos that it's capable up to 6,000 foot-pounds. However, I've never made a video with it shooting a bullet that produced 6,000 foot-pounds of energy. I've come close. The 350 grain we've shot it producing 5,800 foot-pounds, but we've never got it to the 6,000 foot-pound mark. Is that even possible? So a lot of people say that it's not possible to get anywhere near that velocity. Super smart people that know everything over on Facebook say that the maximum power that it can produce is only around 4,000 foot-pounds. Some super smart people over on Facebook say only 3,200 foot-pounds. So not sure how those people use math, but down here in Alabama we normally use math the normal way, but up there wherever they're at they may use math differently. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to use an app to find out how much energy this produces once we find out what the velocity is. We're going to start out with a 530 grain bullet and shoot that 530 grain bullet across the chronograph. The chronograph, it figures out how fast stuff is going. Once it figures out how fast stuff is going, then we can crunch the numbers and come up with how much energy it produces. That's how we do stuff down here in Alabama. Now I know up there where Facebook people are, they do stuff a little bit different. But this is not about Facebook logic because it's illogical. This is about having fun, making a video to see whether or not the 5110 is actually capable of producing 6,000 foot-pounds, which has been a mystery because we've never actually shot a bullet that went that fast or produced that kind of energy. So we're going to try some new powder and see how close we get, and maybe it's impossible, but we're going to have fun trying it out with this 1886 Winchester in 5110. Of course, we're not talking about any of our viewers because those really super smart people over on Facebook never watch any of the videos. They just make comments and they have no idea what they're talking about. With this huge 525 grain bullet, steel butt plate, across the chronograph into that ballistic gelatin. .340 feet a second with a 530 grain bullet. I hope you can see that. All right, here's one of the blocks of gelatin right here, and then one of them's right here, and the first one's way down here. Look at the size of that wound channel going down through there. Let's get it up here and get it cleaned off. Okay, here's that wound channel coming through here. It's huge. It didn't come down in here, and then it lost its gas check right there. It kept on traveling, went all the way through this block and went out into the wild blue yonder. So we set up another block right here, so hopefully that'll catch it. So we're going to set up and shoot it again, see what happens. Shoot one more shot across that and see what it does. I was a little bit slower, 2,325 feet a second. Dirty this time, not too dirty. Had a huge, it split the whole side out of it. And did we catch it? No, we did not. All right, we're gonna check how fast this 700 grain bullet is going. We shoot it across the chronograph and into those books. It was 1,826 feet a second. Look at the size hole. Look how it's ripping through there. Just literally blowing these books to pieces. Blowing all the way through that. I guess it went all the way through all of them. It don't generally go through that many, but went through them and kept on trucking. Won't see any more books. 1,826 feet a second is pretty fast for a 700 grain bullet. As you've seen, that 530 grain hard cast bullet sailed through all 4 blocks of that gelatin. And the first 3 were FBI tested, 10% ballistic gelatin. That last one had been used a little bit, but it was originally certified as well. That 530 grain bullet that was doing 2,340 feet a second, it had 6,445 foot-pounds of energy, putting us over the top. So now we're over the top of 6,000 foot-pounds, which, why do we need to have 6,445 foot-pounds? We don't need it. But we got it. That was a whole lot of fun busting that myth about the 1886 N5110, which is the most powerful lever action cartridge. Busting the myth that it couldn't approach 6,000 foot-pounds of energy. Now, we actually use this rifle to come up with the loads because that muzzle brake reduces the recoil, and so you can shoot a lot more shots without getting flinchy or anything like that. Also, this rubber butt pad helps. But all those hot loads was shot with a steel butt pad and no muzzle brake. For all those people that think that, why would you have a rubber butt pad or a muzzle brake? You know, sometimes you just want, and sometimes you just get what you want. Myth busted. I think that we totally destroyed the myth. We're 440 foot-pounds over the threshold, so I think we're over the top far enough that I don't care what anybody says. We made it. Those cartridges, the primers still look good. We still have no binding issues. We have no high pressure issues. This is a modern gun made of modern materials, capable of over 6,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy out of a lever action. And that is the whole reason we made this video, was to see if it could be done, to see if there was actually any truth to the story that this gun is capable of producing 6,000 foot-pounds. And guess what? We proved it is. So this app says that that 705 grain bullet that was going 1,826 feet a second had 5,220 foot-pounds of energy. It also had 93 TKO, which is more than any 460 Weatherby. But that's beside the point.